Looking for some new horror movies to watch this spooky season? I got you covered. I got 15 recommendations up next on Inside Movies. Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of Inside Movies. This time it's just me. I got no GMV Kmichuk, no Andrew Buckley, no Murphy. It's just me sharing some thoughts on what you could watch this Halloween time. Don't worry, they'll be back. We've got a Nightmare on Elm Street review coming later on this week. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is George Michail. I'm a comic book writer, and I have a Kickstarter on right now. It's just launching today. It's for the hardcover for my graphic novel. It's called Cover of Darkness. It's like Game of Thrones meets Universal Monsters. It's about a family in medieval Romania that gets separated from each other, and they encounter vampires, werewolves, the mummy, creature from the Black Lagoon, and a steampunk Atlantean Frankenstein. If that sounds cool to you, then click the link in the description of this video and go check out my Kickstarter. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about my top 15 kind of horror movie recommendations. These are all brand new movies just released this year in 2022. So coming in at 15 is an indie movie called See For Me. A blind house sitter navigates a home invasion with the help of an app. This one had some fun twists in it. If you like movies like The Strangers or Panic Room, this one is worth seeking out. At 14, I've got Halloween Ends. While I don't think this is the last time we'll see Michael Myers, I do think that Jamie Lee Curtis will not come back again as Laurie Strode. This is a brand new movie, and I don't want to spoil anything. So, while I will say it was a good final confrontation for these two characters, there wasn't enough Michael Myers in it for me, and it spends its time exploring new characters, which I don't think most fans wanted in this kind of final chapter of Halloween. At 13, I've got the brand new Hellraiser movie. It's available on Hulu right now in the United States, and in Canada, it's like nowhere to be found. Like you gotta look hard for it. It's a good scary movie, but this is my first time watching any Hellraiser movie, and I liked it, but I found it to be more scary like Saw or Hostel, those types of like torture porn type vibes, instead of like slasher fun, which I was kind of hoping for. So just not really my bag when it comes to horror movies. At 12, I've got Smile, which is still in movie theaters. Uh, Honestly, this was super fun and super solid. It's like about a psychiatrist that has a curse on her, kind of like The Ring, and she needs to discover the origins or the rules of that curse if she hopes to survive it. But I felt like 90% of the movie was in the trailer, so a bit of a letdown for me in that way. At number 11, I've got Beast. This is an Ildis Elba vehicle. He's being hunted by lions in Africa. Yes, please. This one had some big jump scares in it. So if you like that sort of thing, if you like getting like startled and jumping out of your seat, then this is a good one for you. But the characters just make too many stupid decisions to, really recommend this any higher. So yeah, number 11 for me. At number 10, I've got Hellbender. This is a cool indie flick. Super small budget, but stellar performances and an interesting dynamic between the witches, played by real life mother and daughter duo, make this one of the top 10 best horror movies of the year for me. At number 9, I've got Watcher. This one is on Shudder. A young American woman moves with her husband to Bucharest and begins to suspect that a stranger who watches her from the apartment across the street may be a local serial killer. It's a bit of a slow burn, more of a thriller than a horror. Like, is she nuts or is that guy really up to something? So it's kind of a mystery in that sense. Give it a watch to find out. It was a good movie. At number 8, I've got Pearl. This is a prequel to Ty West's X, which you'll see higher up on this list. Um, while X had similar vibes to Texas Chainsaw Massacre and 1970s Grindhouse Horror. Its prequel, Pearl, reminded me of a twisted take on 1930s cinema, like the beginning of The Wizard of Oz, but it gets so messed up. Mia Goth's performance was incredible. I hope she gets nominated for some sort of Oscar or some acting awards because she was just really, really phenomenal. At number 7, I've got Fresh. Sebastian Stan is sensational in this rom-com that takes a twisted turn. I don't want to spoil anything. Just go check this one out. It's on Disney Plus in Canada and Hulu in the States. It's a cool horror movie. At number 6, I have the newest installment in the Scream franchise. This is my favorite slasher series of all time, with returning favorites and great new characters too. Check out my spoiler review when I was a guest on Horror Hangout. I'll link to that video in the description of this video as well. So I just want to take a break here for a second and go back to talking about my Kickstarter. Just really quickly, the Kickstarter for my book, Cover of Darkness, just launched today. It's a hardcover graphic novel and card game. So I built a card game with my daughter, Ileana, and it's super fun. You can play it. It's all ages card game. You get 70 cards, all featuring incredible artwork by our series artist, MJ Hiblin. And you have to try and build the strongest monster army that you can. And it uses kind of memory and card collecting techniques. It's just a lot of fun. We play it all the time, and it's the first time that's ever been offered. The way it works is that you get 6 cards dealt to you face down, and you can only look at the bottom row once, and you have to try and make pairs of these monsters. And the more of the same monster you have, the stronger they are. And you collect points. The game takes about 15 minutes to play, and you can kind of hold a conversation and talk with people while you're playing it. But it has like these big moments of like shock of like, oh no, I screwed up because I forgot which card it was. Click the link in the description of this video to learn more about the card game. And again, the graphic novel for Cover of Darkness. It's all 6 issues. It's the entire mini series, and collected for the first time. Brand new, beautiful cover by MJ Hiblin. Definitely worth checking out. All right, so let's get into the top 5 now. So at number 5, I've got Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It's a whodunit murder mystery type of meta slasher. It reminded me of the original Scream. It's funny with some dark humor that really hits, and it has some good jumps in it too. This one was a lot of fun. I totally recommend it. At number 4, I've got The Black Phone. The Grabber is one of the best new horror villains to come around in a long time. I really enjoyed the performances and this 1970s setting. It's a must-watch for horror lovers. At number 3, we've got Nope, Jordan Peele's newest offering. It did not disappoint. This sci-fi horror film was unpredictable. I didn't see the twist coming, and Nope was one of my favorite experiences in the theater this year. I actually went and saw it with GMB Kamichuk, one of my co-hosts here on Inside Movies, when I was in Winnipeg doing the anime convention there. And we just had so much fun being scared and being shocked and surprised. If you haven't seen Nope yet, go out and see it. Like this is a good one for Halloween time. At number 2, I've got X. A group of actors set out to make a porno when they rent a house on a farm under the noses of their reclusive hosts. But when the elderly couple catches the young guest in the act, all hell breaks loose. This movie knows exactly what it is. It's smart and self-referential, but at the same time delivers on all the suspense and gore that you want. I just had so much fun watching this one. And if you haven't seen it yet, I believe it's on Prime, and it's included in your subscription. Great movie to watch right now. But my number 1 horror movie so far in 2022 is Barbarian. It's best to go into this one knowing as little as possible, so I'm not going to spoil anything here. The movie starts out with a simple double booking of an Airbnb, but just goes completely nuts as the story progresses. There's multiple storylines, characters that you can relate to, and hope for and root against, and it's a really great movie, guys. So if you haven't seen Barbarian yet, this one should be at the top of your list. It's the top of mine, so definitely check it out. So that's going to do it for another episode of Inside Movies. Thanks for joining me on my ranking of the top 15 horror movies of this year. I hope I've given you guys some ideas of something to check out right now if you haven't seen all the new horror movies. Here's a good list for you to check out. And again, please click the link in the description of this video and check out my Kickstarter for the Cover of Darkness hardcover and card game. Until next time, peace.